is an exciting day. Got some new parts for the truck. We're going to be doing EBC rotors and pads all the way around, and I've already got it up in the air. You can ignore the mud. I've been doing some scientific testing to make sure everything works as it should. But anyway, going to be swapping over to some EBC rotors and pads. These are just stock rotors on it. This is a stock caliper, but what got the whole ball rolling on it is this caliper kept sticking, and I think may have grooved my pad a little bit, or my rotor. Unfortunately, they were new pads, and when that happened, it also cracked the center of this pad, so it needs to be replaced. So went ahead and upgraded all the way around. So I'm gonna get into tearing it down and get all this swapped out. So hopefully I can get it all done, and I'm excited to see what it looks like and how it handles. You can see I've got everything stripped down, tore down, cleaned up, got the spindle all cleaned up. Gotta re-grease my bearings, got seals, got all the clean up all that, and get to knocking this out. I'm running out of daylight, and need to try to get all this done, so I'm gonna get to work and try to get all this put together. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Alrighty, got the new rotor on, and still got to put the cotter pin and the castle nut and cotter pin on it, but that looks fast. I like it. This is going to be pretty cool looking. So now I'm going to go ahead and try not to lose a whole lot of brake fluid, but I'm going to go ahead and swap out to my Stifler's stainless brake lines. So I'm gonna take the brackets off, take this line off, undo it from the caliper, and try to get all this swapped out real quick. So hopefully this goes pretty smooth. Let's see if this bracket fits on here like it's supposed to. And that looks better. So all I did is I just put and bent these closer together. I squished it closer together. Theirs seems to be a little bit too straight, and it wants to get the stock brake line in a weird bind. I just done it with 2 pairs of channel locks, so and you put it in a vise or whatever you want to do there. But just takes a little bit of adjusting to make it line up a little better. But I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, so we've got the caliper in here. I'm gonna go ahead and strip it down, put my yellow stuff EBC pads in, so get these put in and get all this back on the truck. put together, and this thing looks sick. I've actually got both sides put on. Finally got this side buttoned up. Not a big deal, everything's all tightened up, and pretty excited with the way it turned out. These things look really good on there. So I think I'm done though. You can obviously see it's dark. Well, you can't really see it. It's sprinkling. It's been basically raining on me since I've been out here. I'm done. I'm tired. And I'm gonna get at it in the morning. Try to get all this finished up. So not a big deal, but this thing is turning out really good. So pretty excited with the way all this is looking, and maybe I can get this finished up in the morning and go to the car show in the afternoon. So we'll see what I can do. So it's the next morning. Got up pretty early and gonna try to get all this knocked out. Got to get calipers off. I'm gonna go ahead and do my rear sway bar bushings. So gonna try to get all this pulled apart. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my emergency brake cables. I've already taken the pedal out in the cab. I'm not gonna use them. They didn't really work. These shoes were all busted, and I don't really have any use for them. So I'm gonna get all this out, get that off, get all this tore down. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I really got to get this done. I gotta get this truck put down and washed for a car show this afternoon. So I've only got a couple hours to get it all dialed in, but I think I can do it. Get these calipers set back on and bolted back up, and then I'm gonna slide under and go ahead and do all my brake lines. If you're not gonna do brake lines, don't let them dangle like this, but I know I've got all new lines, so I'm not real worried about if I bend the lines or not. So I'm gonna get this all bolted back up and slide up underneath the truck. Got everything laid out, got both hardline sides. This goes to the fitting by the fuel tank, and then this goes to the block on top of the diff cover. These two go to each brake caliper, banjo bolts. This is the bolt that goes to the top of the diff. And when you do it, a couple tips: take the clip off of that's right behind the fuel tank first. Then let that drain, get your drain pan under it, let that drain into that. Well, first undo all your little clips holding the hard line onto the rear axle, then undo that clip, then undo that line, let that drain, then undo that line, let it drain, that line, let it drain, and pull it all out in one piece. So we'll get this other one put up under there and hopefully get this thing knocked out and finished up. Got all the fresh new lines on. Everything went together pretty good. A little finagling to get them in and getting the old clamps bent back down, but really didn't have any issues on this side. The other side I had to bend out just a little bit to get it to fit. The bolt, I don't know if you can see it on either side, Yeah, that right there, you can see the spacer goes below it, the bolt or the washer, and then the bolt goes to it, and then get your lines up in there, and not a big deal. So I'm gonna finish tightening all this down, get my clips on, and try to get these brakes bled. We are on the road to being done, so pretty excited with the way all these look, and this is it. Yep. Ready? All right, so it's not a 9. It's not a 9. It's not a 10, so it's standard. All right, 3/8 seems to kind of fit, so we'll go with that. Ready? Golly. Open. Closed. Closed. Go for it again. Yeah, fluid just comes shooting out. So it was pretty glad after we leaked all that fluid out. Yeah. Yep. All right, ready? Yep. All right. Open. Closed. Open. Closed. All right. All right. Well, we'll go to the other rear because that's been nothing but straight fluid this whole time.
Okay. I got a little pressure. So.
All right. Well, hang on. Let me check.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, we're good. Okay. All right. You holding it?
Of course I am.
All righty. Oh my goodness.
They put them on there tight.
Yeah. I mean, they were not gonna come off. Oh, okay. Ready?
Yep.
Open. Closed. All right, I'm gonna go to the driver's side or the passenger side front because that's been nothing but straight fluid shooting all over the leaf springs. It's got good pressure though. Yep. Oh, I can see the whole master cylinder and brake booster moving. Open. Closed. Yeah, it had a lot of air in it. Open. Closed. Still had a lot of air. Open. Closed. Still got some air. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go to the driver's side front. All right, and let me get the little rubber boot off of it. Oh, open. Oh.
Yeah, I can tell when you open it.
Yep. Closed. Ready? Open. Maybe a couple bubbles, but I can't see.
Once I pump them up, I don't think
Closed.
losing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but when it's just like trickling out of the caliper, I can't see any. All right, you got it tight? It's tight. Closed. We can do it one more time, but I didn't see nothing.
It just, when I put my foot on the brake, it floats all the way basically to the floor.
We're running into an issue. We can't get these brakes to bleed. They seem like they're getting a little better. I can't hardly see any air bubbles coming out of the lines when I'm bleeding them for fluid. But the thing is, it's got so much brake pressure that it's shooting out so far it's hard to tell. So we've tried to slow it down, maybe every once in a while it looks like there might be an air bubble. I can't guarantee that. We've gone through one whole bottle of brake fluid and still nothing new. We've started a couple times and it just goes right to the floor. Our only fear is, and I worried about this when I went to put the caliper on, I actually called Advance to see. This port's at the bottom. Usually your ports are at the top. That way you can drain this upper cylinder and there's no air up there. So what we're afraid of is if this, they said it's the right part number, the right caliper, it was in the right box, and they reassured me that it didn't matter, but they've been wrong before, which sucks because I don't know if I can return this now if this is wrong. So we're gonna keep trying. We've got some more fluid. He's gonna go run and get, and we'll try it again. So I don't know. And I ended up, I don't know, like I said, it's frustrating because you know what's wrong, and you do it anyway, so it's like, oh, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. All right, you ready? Pump it up?
Yeah, it's pumped up.
Okay, I'm gonna open it.
Yep.
Open, some more air bubbles. Still open. All right, hold up. Closed, open. It's looking better. Closed, what do you think?
I'm still on floor.
Oh. Better, worse?
Hard to tell right now.
Okay, you wanna do it again?
Yep. One time here.
All right.
If you get any more air out of it, I'll tell you don't flow.
Open, closed. Not that I could really tell. Let me run over to the other side.
Okay.
And
We'll let it sit.
yep, just see what it does. You got pedal there? It's just like the big truck. All right, I'm gonna bleed this other side. Ready? Open. Still open. All right. Close. We'll do that one more time. There may have been an air bubble or two. Got a brake pedal?
I have a brake pedal.
Alrighty. Well, I guess you can see the consensus. The Advance kind of got me on that one. They sent me the wrong caliper, and you can see the difference. That port's on top, this port's on the bottom. Without that port being on top, you will never be able to get the air out of that top cylinder. I don't care. Like I said, we've gone through 32 ounces of brake fluid, which is a good flush. I mean, we've got clean fluid in it now. You know, you gotta look on the bright side, but not a big deal. Luckily, this caliper was still good, so I was able to diagnose and check it. So always make sure your ports are supposed to be at the top. Not a big deal. I'm not really upset. It's just some figuring out, you know, you learn. I kind of thought it was wrong, and turns out it was. So not a big deal. We threw this new caliper on it, and I think we bled it, you saw what, 2-3 times just to double check. Worked just fine. So not a huge deal. I need to double check. I got to reset that seal in the back. Make sure I get it all the way in there. But anyway, not a big deal. I'll take that back and try to figure out what we can do there. But it's just wrong in their system. If you look at their pictures on the CarQuest ones, it shows the correct ones, but for some reason in the box it's just not right. So not a big deal. So the passenger side is correct from Advance, at least right now. But the driver's side, not correct, unless that port's at the top. And the casting's the exact same, it's just one side's got the port and the other side doesn't. So not a big deal. I'm gonna get this figured out and go ahead and swap the sway bar links. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the car show today, but we didn't tear anything up, nothing got damaged, so not a bad day. So gonna get all this cleaned up, the truck washed, everything fixed up, and go drive it around tonight, make sure everything works like it should. So yes, when you saw me putting the seals on wrong last night, I got it right this time. I'm gonna put them in the right way. So don't, it got late, I started making mistakes, that's why everything took a lot longer. So sometimes you just gotta quit, start over, try again on another day, and get back at it. So not a big deal. Got it tapped in there with the bearing in it, put it all back on, new cotter pin, fresh grease, so got it all fixed this time. That doesn't seem right. I'm on the home stretch of this project and got the sway bar end links I'm going to take off and take the sway bar big bushy. I'm probably just going to pull the whole sway bar out, but you can see Ford decided to be real kind and put that bolt right behind the shock, so you can't get a socket on it, or you can get a socket on it, you just can't get a ratchet on it. So hopefully I can get a wrench in there and it's not too tight and I can't get it out, but it's the way it goes sometimes. So alrighty, I got this side out. It honestly doesn't look terrible, but the kit come with new ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap it out anyway. I guess I'm done. It's a good rotor. I'll hang on to it. Might need that for later.
Your anvil. Yep.
On the ground. I went out last night and drove it around with the new brakes and pads on, or the rotors and pads on, and they seem to be doing pretty good. They seem to coast really well. They don't seem to drag, and as of right now, they don't make a lot of noise. I still got to finish bedding in the brakes. EBC wants you to do about 100 to 150 miles of just casual driving, no hard stops, nothing like that. And so got a little bit more driving to do, and then they want you to do 80 to 20 mile an hour hard stops to finish the bedding process. But basically the beginning is just getting you to really get the pads and the rotors wore evenly before you try to start heat cycling on the brakes. So I'm really excited with the way they look. They seem to be, I think they'll do really well. I really have no complaints on them. The fit and finish is really good. They don't really, which like I said, I don't have that many miles on them, but right now they don't squeal. I don't know more here, you know, in the future if they dust real bad, but honestly, as long as they work really well, I don't really care if they dust. It just gives me an excuse to wash the truck. The only thing I can see, and this is going to be with any dimpled and slider rotor, is you can already see the little bit of surface rust in the dimples. I may see if I can clean those up. I gotta wash the truck still, so I may pull the wheels off of it. See if I can get in those and clean those up real good. But if that's all it is, I can't complain too much. Everything seems to be really good. The brake lines are good. Oh, I ended up not going, and right now I have no bracket on those lines because I couldn't get it to go together, and I was afraid if I didn't leave myself enough slack, it might pull on it when you go to cut the wheel. So as of right now, it doesn't hit, you know, lock to lock, but if you're running wider wheels and tires up front, may be an issue. But other than that, pretty excited with the way it looks, and got to put some more miles on it to get this thing tested for the power tear. So got a lot more to do and just knocking it off the list.